Hey everybody, my name is Esther and I have Parkinson's disease. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. So, probably one of the most common questions that people who don't have Parkinson's but love or care for someone with Parkinson's ask me is, how do I get my person with Parkinson's to do more stuff, to be more active, to be more social? And I kind of always feel like that's not really something that I think about that much. Like I try and, have fun and enjoy my life and do all the things that I can that I did before. And then today, my husband mentioned that he wants to go hiking with his friends next Saturday. And immediately I was like internally panicking because I just kept thinking like, who are they? Do they know if I have Parkinson's or not? Like I've been on this hike before and it's one of the most strenuous hikes in our area. So when I exercise or when my heart rate goes up, my tremor gets way worse. So even though I can control it with medication, a lot of the times I know when I'm hiking, like I'm gonna burn through all my dopamine, and I'm definitely gonna shake. And when I tell people things like that, like if I say, "Oh, I don't really want to go because there's people there," it makes it seem like I'm ashamed or embarrassed. And it's not that. It's a different kind of feeling that I never really experienced before I had Parkinson's. It's like you're anticipating always these encounters with people. So if you're tremoring like I do sometimes, like right now, and you're around people, they can see it obviously, and so you have to have this moment where you acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is my tremoring hand. You don't have to. I mean, nobody puts a gun to your head, but it's awkward. It's like, am I going to say something or are we just going to ignore this? And sometimes we just ignore this and they don't say anything and I don't say anything, and that's always an option. Um, but in me, there's this impetus, this kind of like, I just want to just say it and get it over with. So it explains it away. But then that opens up this whole other Pandora's box, which is when you tell someone, then you have to deal with their reaction. And no matter how much they love you or what kind of friend they are or how close or understanding or kind they are, it goes out the window because people just don't know how to respond. So when you tell them, you're like already thinking like, okay, here we go. So the most common response is you get something like along the lines of, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Something very sympathetic, which is like, there's nothing wrong with that. But then for me, I feel like I need to make them feel better because now they feel kind of sad because I made them feel sad kind of by telling them I had Parkinson's. And then you end up in this weird exchange where you're like consoling this person about your disease. And it's just weird. Or they'll say stuff that just kind of like, I don't want to say sets you off or triggers you, but stuff that you just like don't even know what to respond. Like what do I even do with that response? Like I had this one really nice lady say, honey, if you ever need anyone to open anything for you, jars, cans, bottles, like just call me and I'll be there. I just thought that was such like an oddly specific response. But now I have a part-time bottle opener if I ever need one. Um, but you're kind of, as your disease goes on over time, you're having this bank of all these different encounters. So you're like shuffling through the files of, is this going to be the awkward one? Is this one going to be the Debbie Downer one? Is this going to be the one where we just pretend like this isn't happening one? Or what? And it just makes all kinds of social encounters that much more stressful. Now, when my medication is working, and everything is timed like exactly perfectly, which I cannot really control, it makes it easier because then it's like the choice is mine. And the choice is always mine, whether I want to talk about it or not. It just makes it easier to hide. And I don't like the term hide. Like, I don't want to pretend that I don't have Parkinson's. It's just like sometimes also you're just like, I don't want to talk about this stuff. Like, seriously, Can we talk about like literally anything else? Because I don't want to deal with it. And some people I think prefer that, and that's cool too. So I just want people to be aware, like, if you have in your life somebody who has Parkinson's and you're like, hey, let's go to the movies. Like, I like movies, but now, like, actually, I love movies. Movies are like my most favorite thing in the world. But now I'm thinking, like, how long is the movie? Is my medication going to last through it? How I always buy in our movie theater, you reserve a seat. I always get a aisle seat because I want to be able to have quick access to the bathroom, because people with Parkinson's have like bladder and control problems sometimes and things like that. So I'm always thinking, like, should I get the big drink? Because if I do, then I'll have to go to the bathroom a couple times. I don't want to miss like important parts of the movie. And like, I wanted to go see Oppenheimer. I heard it's hella long, and I'm like, no way that I can sit through that anymore. Like, because if I sit in one position, no matter how comfortable, for too long, my dystonia kicks in, and then I get all stiff when I get up. And so, like a lot of movies, we just watch them at home because it's easier. But I still want to go to the movies. Like, I still want to eat popcorn. I still want to have fun. Um, so I just go for like shorter movies and not as often. So I think people that don't have Parkinson's sometimes don't see it that way. They think like we're just like depressed bummer people, or maybe we just don't want to have fun anymore. And it's not like that. It's just everything you do now is like this, algebraic equation of x squared over pi of like how you're gonna just do it. It reminds me a lot of when my kids were small. Like, I have two kids, and they're 16 months apart, and so when I had a newborn, I had a toddler, and every place that we went, I was always thinking like, okay, do I need the double stroller? Should I wear one and push the other in the single stroller? Like, how are we going to get in and out of places? Is there places for me to change diapers? Like, all like when are they going to want a snack? Like, when is nap time? It's the same kind of, mental gymnastics that we do, just anytime that we have added stressors in our life. But we still have to, enjoy our lives. And even with my kids, when I look back now and I'm like, I should have enjoyed that time more, instead of always being like, is there going to be a high chair at this restaurant? So um, this is just me raising awareness, giving people a little insight into those of us that have Parkinson's. And as always, I hope this helps.